Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Writer's Canvas, where we break down tips and tricks to help make your writing immersive and engaging. Today, we're tackling a big one, the infamous writing advice to write what you know. If you've been a part of the writing world for even a minute, you've probably heard this phrase. It has been going around a lot lately. In my opinion, it's misunderstood, limiting, and frankly, wrong. Let's dive in and unpack this idea. The phrase write what you know has been around for ages, often cited by well-meaning teachers and writing guides alike. On the surface, it seems logical. Stick to what you're familiar with and your writing will feel authentic. However, this advice is often interpreted far too literally. For some, it becomes a restrictive rule, implying that writers should only tackle topics, settings, or experiences they've lived firsthand. If taken this way, write what you know can box writers into their own small worlds, stifling creativity and innovation. In reality, the advice likely means something closer to write what you understand. It doesn't demand that you've experienced something directly, only that you could grasp its emotional or thematic truths. Unfortunately, the literal interpretation has persisted, and it's worth examining why this version of the advice is so problematic. The most obvious flaw in Write What You Know is that it limits creativity. Imagine if authors like J.R.R. Tolkien, Octavia Butler, or N.K. Jemisin had adhered strictly to this rule. We wouldn't have Middle-earth extraterrestrial civilizations or mind-bending fantasy worlds. Writing thrives on imagination, on the ability to explore and create experiences far removed from our own. To tell writers that they must stick to what they know is to clip their wings before they could truly fly. Now, I understand that this argument is often applied in a more nuanced way, particularly when discussing sensitive topics like race, sexual orientation, or gender. Some suggest that writers shouldn't touch these subjects unless they've experienced them firsthand, out of concern for misrepresentation or harm. While well-intentioned, this perspective can still be harmful. It assumes that writers can't research, listen, or approach these topics with the care and respect they require. Should girls only write girls? Should guys only write guys? Should you never explore a character whose life experience or opinions differ from your own? If we adhere to write what you know, we'd be stuck writing characters who think and act exactly like us. There would be no room to explore the perspectives of the opposite gender, different cultures, or unfamiliar ways of thinking. We wouldn't be able to dive into diverse relationships, whether platonic, romantic, or familial, that stretch beyond our personal experiences. Where writers falter is when they assume they understand an experience without putting in the effort to truly grasp it. Writing outside your own lived experience demands humility. That means digging deep into research, listening to firsthand accounts, and engaging with people who have lived the reality. It's not just about avoiding missteps, it's about honoring the truth of that experience. This brings us to a larger discussion about who gets to tell certain stories. Can women write from a male perspective? Can men write from a female perspective? Can a white author write a story featuring characters of different races or vice versa? The short answer is yes, as long as it's done with respect. Human emotions, struggles, and relationships transcend identity markers like gender, race, and background. A good writer doesn't just recreate their own experiences, they observe, listen, and empathize with the world around them. But respect isn't just about intent, it's about execution. It means recognizing that certain experiences come with historical weight, cultural nuances, and systematic challenges that an outsider might not fully grasp without effort. The key is approaching these stories with curiosity rather than assumption. It's about asking, am I writing this character as a fully realized person, or am I relying on stereotypes? Have I done my research? Have I listened to the voices from this community? Writing isn't just about imagination, it's about understanding. And when a writer puts in the effort to understand, their work has the power to bridge gaps, challenge perspectives, and tell stories that feel real even if they haven't lived them firsthand. Even if you have personal experience with a topic, seeking multiple perspectives is invaluable. No two people experience the world in the exact same way, and weaving in diverse viewpoints will add depth and authenticity to your portrayal. And if you're unsure, sensitivity readers can be an excellent resource, offering insights into potential stereotypes and accuracies or biases that may have slipped in. What truly matters isn't who's telling the story, but how they're telling it. Imagine how narrow-minded and monotonous storytelling would become if writers only stayed within the confines of their own identity and experiences. The beauty of writing is its ability to reflect the vast spectrum of humanity. By exploring different perspectives, we enrich our stories, connect with broader audiences, and gain deeper insights into the world around us. Limiting ourselves to what we've lived will result in dull, repetitive narratives that fail to capture the complexity of life. Today's writers have access to endless resources: books, documentaries, interviews, and first-hand accounts. You don't have to live someone's life to write convincingly about it. You just need to approach the topic with empathy and a commitment to authenticity. Great writing is not about living every experience, it's about understanding and conveying them truthfully. Write What You Know misrepresents the purpose of fiction. Fiction isn't a diary. It aims to explore universal truths, love, loss, fear, hope, through unique and compelling lenses. You don't need to live a character's life to write their story, but you do need to understand the emotions that drive them. That's how you learn. That's how you open your mind to different experiences, viewpoints, ideas, and opinions. That's how you become a great writer. It's not about staying in your comfort zone. It's about being curious, empathetic, and willing to grow. Great stories don't come from playing it safe. They come from pushing boundaries, asking difficult questions, and exploring perspectives beyond our own. Writing is an exercise in empathy. It forces you to step into somebody else's shoes, to see the world through different eyes, to wrestle with emotions and struggles you may never personally face. And in doing so, you don't just become a better writer, you become a more open-minded, understanding person. Growth as a writer and as a human happens when you challenge yourself, when you dare to ask, what if? When you dive into the unfamiliar, not with fear, but with excitement of discovery. That's what makes writing powerful. That's what makes stories resonate. And that's what makes you not just a storyteller, but a world builder. Someone who can take readers on journeys that expand their understanding of life itself. Rather than writing what you know, aim to write what sparks your curiosity or passion. Chase the ideas that excite and challenge you, even if it's unfamiliar territory. Fiction allows us to inhabit others' lives, worlds, and realities. Instead of limiting yourself to personal experiences, focus on universal truths. You may not know what it's like to fight a dragon or travel through space, but you know what it feels like to face fear, to yearn for adventure, or struggle against impossible odds. These shared emotions are the foundations of storytelling and can anchor even the most fantastical tales in relatable human experiences. Treat writing as an act of discovery. Embrace research and imagination. The process of learning about something unfamiliar can lead to the most rewarding stories. Authenticity in writing comes not from having lived every detail, but from approaching your subject matter with curiosity, care, and respect. The advice to write what you know is well-meaning but ultimately flawed. While it may encourage authenticity, its literal interpretation can be stifling and reductive. Don't let it hold you back. Write what you care about, what you're curious about, and what you want to understand better. Great stories come from stepping outside your comfort zone, not staying safely within it. That's a wrap on this episode of The Writer's Canvas. Let me know what you think about Write What You Know. Do you agree or disagree with it? I would love to hear your opinions on the topic, even if they differ from mine. If you learned something new, don't forget to tap that like button, share it with your fellow wordsmiths, and hit subscribe to keep the inspiration rolling. Got a topic you're dying to see covered? Drop it in the comments below. I'm always up for a good writing challenge. Until next time, keep exploring, keep researching, and keep telling stories that broaden perspectives. Happy writing!